G'day guys, Fitcho here. Now this weekend is the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello, so I thought it would be a bit of fun to jump on MotoGP 17 and try the last first challenge around the Mugello circuit. And we're here in Italy at Mugello, so who else could I ride as other than the Doctor? It just has to be Valentino Rossi when you come to Mugello. His home race, the Doctor, 9-time champion, an absolute legend of the sport, and unbelievably, he is starting on pole position for tonight's race in real life. No one saw that coming, no one saw the Yamaha as the fastest bike this weekend, and it's just a great story. Rossi breaking his pole drought after I think it's been almost 2 years. It was back in 2016, I believe I heard, when he last got a pole position, and he goes and breaks that drought at his home race. It's just an awesome story, so we just have to ride as the Doctor this weekend. This is going to be a little bit of fun. I am throwing myself into the deep end. With the new game coming out, I think it's about time that I try to wean myself off the assists. So for this race, I've taken them all off. You know, up until this point, I've run pretty much no assists other than a little bit of traction and the racing line, but they are all off, so it's going to be an interesting race. I need to remember to change to that hard rear tire, otherwise I'm going to be absolutely stuffed by the end of the race.
Everything's ready for the race to start now. We're just waiting for those lights to go out, and the riders will take these last few seconds to focus on the race ahead.
Here we are on the grid in Mugello as Valentino Rossi. It just seems so right, except we are on the back of the grid instead of the front, and his lights out and away we go for this Italian Grand Prix. And it's been a really nice start, already gaining a whole handful of positions now on the back of Alex Rins as we head up the hill to San Donato. Hard on the brakes. Can we get up the inside of Bautista? No, we can't. Let's hold it tight to the curb. Careful on the power. Sneak up the inside of Alvaro Bautista. Now into this left-hander. We've gone a little bit deep into there, but we're just going to sneak up the inside. We're not going to get the best exit with this line, but nonetheless we do get past Johann Zarco. Is now down to turn number 4. We go hard on the brakes. We have his Tech 3 teammate Jonas Folger just up ahead of us as we struggle through that little chicane there to get the bike switched back for the right-hander. We lost a little bit of time. Is now down Casanova for the very first time into Savelli. I think the second part is called, and now up to Arrabbiata 1, taking a very wide entrance in the hope of getting a slightly better exit. That line sort of worked, not the best as the AI take a lot of curb through Arrabbiata 2. Oh, here comes Bautista up the inside of Corantayo as he just go a little bit wide, and he makes that move stick as we going very aggressive into Biandetti 1. We just clip the back of Bautista's bike, and we do make that move through that very far chicane. Is now down to the last corner we go. We have gone in very deep. Zarco up our inside Bautista as well as we squeeze on the power, try to get a nice exit as we head onto the really long front straight here at Mugello, and we get back past Johann Zarco with a really nice exit off there to end lap number 1 of 9 here in Mugello. Is up to turn number 1. How late do I brake? Is now up the inside comes Zarco. They are pushing me very wide through San Donato. We've got a very awkward exit just to get the bike then switched back and turned in for this left-hander, and we have stuffed that up going in very deep as Redding has come out of nowhere and taken a position as Zarco and Bautista try to take positions from me as well. And here comes Alex Rins up the inside on the Suzuki. We're just going to go around his outside, which turns back to the inside. We've gone too deep into that right-hander, and he switched back to us there really nicely. Is now into Casanova. Sneak up his inside. A really nice move there. Try to turn the bike back at a nice exit off Cervelli as we head up to Arrabbiata 1 and 2. Try to gain back up to Zarco and Scott Redding. We've got a nice exit out of Biondetti 2. We head to the outside of Zarco as we head down to the last corners. He then dives up the inside of Scott Redding. We're going to try to follow him as we ended up in 3rd instead of 2nd there, and that's just pushed us a little bit wide. Scott Redding has got back under us through that final corner. We take a much wider line on the exit, and that might just give us a better run down the straight, but he is on a Ducati. We all know about that Ducati horsepower, but this Yamaha is going to beast its way past the other Tech 3 Yamaha, the satellite Yamaha, down the straight into San Donato. We do break a little bit early. They both get back under us, but we get back past Zarco on the exit. Can we now get past Redding into turn number 2? Yes, we can. Now we want to try it, hopefully get past these guys, get this move completed so they stop fighting back, and set our focus on the other satellite Yamaha of Jonas Folger just up in front of us. But that is not going to happen right now as we've taken a little bit of grass through that, turning in a little bit too early, but we do hold on to the position. Oh, Zarco around the outside into Scar Pereira or something like that. I can't quite remember all the names of the corner names at Mugello. I am trying to remember them. We get very, very wide on the exit there, and that is a shocking exit. We've lost those 2 positions well and truly, and we might just lose a couple more as we head through current tyre. We do just about hold on to that position, but our rear tyre has really gotten hot through that. Really, I jammed the power on way too much over the curb, spun it up heaps, and now we've overheated that tyre, so we just need to back it down a little bit over this next few corners just to let the tyres get back to their working window, and then try to push again back up onto the back of Scott Redding and Johan Zarco. We've had a good run through Biandetti 1 and 2 on this lap as we head down to the final corner. This is the closest we have been to Redding and Zarco in a couple of laps now, as we're about to end lap number 4. As onto the pit straight we come in the slipstream of the Ducati. We're going to sneak up the inside of Redding and Zarco up to San Donato. Now, are they going to come flying up our insides? We are hard on the brakes. I've gone in way too deep. So yes, they are going to come back up our inside. Let's try to use our deeper line to get a nice exit. Back past Redding we go, but we can't quite get past the Tech 3 Yamaha of Johan Zarco. We take a very different line to Zarco through turn number 3, but that doesn't quite work out for us. It's now down to turn 4. Can we sneak up the inside of Zarco here? No, we can't. We get very wide on the entrance, and Scott Redding thinks about capitalizing on our mistake there. That's the word I'm looking for. As down the hill we head on lap number 5. Can we try to get a nice exit out here? We didn't quite get the line right. Is now into Arrabbiata 1, get across to the curb, back on the power, turn in really early for our Arrabbiata number 2. Oh my, that's a lot of curb. That's a lot of curb, and that has really hurt us. We've gotten out wide on the grass, and we have lost a lot of time, gotten a lot of dirt and grass on our tyres, and we've lost that position to Scott Redding. It's been another nice run through Biandetti 1 and 2. Can we get up the inside of Scott Redding through the final corner? No, we can't, but we get on the power a bit earlier than him, I reckon, through that last corner. Now we get a nice run on the Ducati down the pit straight, but that Ducati horsepower is going to come back at us as we don't really have any slipstream to get into. Is now onto the brakes for San Donato. He's gone in very deep. Can we just get our bike back up his inside? No, we can't quite do that. We sort of count on the exit, but it's just too late. And now that's the outside for turn number 2. We're not going to get this move done, or are we? He takes a very late apex through turn 3, and there's nothing we could do about that. And he holds on to the position for now. Up the inside of Biandetti 1, a really nice move there on Scott Redding, but we get a little bit wide through Biandetti 2, and he cannot capitalize on that, and we get past the Pramac Ducati back into 11th. We're now back on the back of the Tech 3 Yamaha of Johan Zarco as we head through the final corner. There's definitely a few bike lengths between us right now, and hopefully we can get a slipstream from this distance. I'm not too sure if it's going to have that much of an effect as we head up the hill towards San Donato, and hard on the brakes. Try to get it back to the apex. Don't run it too deep. Don't leave that door open for Scott Redding, and we don't let him pass at turn number 1, or do we? We have not got the best exit, but he's got the outside for turn number 2. We have the inside, and we should be able to hold on to this position. As actually we're in 3rd gear. I've lost track of what gear I was in there. I should have been in 2nd, and that may just have compromised our exit as Scott Redding sends it up our inside, but we have the inside line for the next corner, but we really struggle there on the power. That's just going to overheat our rear tires so much. Now he's hit us wide into Casanova. Our line is so compromised for Cervelli, but we have somehow held on to that position. Or no, maybe not. He sends it up the inside into Arrabbiata 1, and that's all just a chain reaction from him hitting us wide at Casanova. We just couldn't quite get the bike back where we wanted it on the track, and all those corners afterwards were just slightly affected because of it, and he takes that position. We are still right on the back of Scott Redding as we come out of the final corner. We go so much wider than he does, and because of that we get a much better line, not washing off as much speed by holding it as tight as he does. But now we're out of that slipstream. That Ducati is going to come back at us as we head down to San Donato. He is sending it up our inside as we run it very deep. We can't quite get a nice enough exit to get back at us, and he holds on to that position. Can we send it up the inside here though? very, very aggressive. A little bit of contact just blocking him off there, trying to stop him getting a nice exit, and we do pull off that move. And now we are on the second last lap of this race. Hopefully we can now try to set our sights on the two satellite Yamahas just in front of us, the Tech 3 boys, because we don't really want to be beaten by the satellite guys, as Redding does try and move down the hill at Casanova. He can't quite pull that off. Oh, he sent it up the inside at Current Tire. Can we try to get back under him on the exit? Yes, we can. Just push him out of the way as we head into the Biandetti chicane, and we do hold on to that position as we have one lap and one corner to go. And I think it's a bit too late to try and challenge the Tech 3 guys, as they've got a little bit of a gap on us because we've been fighting so hard against Scott Redding. That said though, Zarco is now right on the back of Jonas Folger, so if they start battling a little bit, we might just have a little bit of a chance if we get everything right on this last lap. We have a little bit of a gap back to Scott Redding, so I don't think we have to worry about him too much. Now we can just firmly set our sights on the two satellite bikes. Out of Current Tire, we come up to Biandetti 1 and 2, try to get a really nice run through there, which we are gaining a lot on the two satellite Yamahas into the final corner. We go get the bike stop. The race is over as now we try to get back on the power, take our much wider line through the exit into the slipstream of Jonas Folger and Johan Zarco. Are we going to get them as we head up to the line? Did we get them? We didn't get Zarco, I know that, but did we get Folger? That was so close. So incredibly close there. Did we get him? Yes, we did. Oh my god. We crossed the line. It's a dead heat. 13.730, both of us, exactly the same distance off the leader, and less than half a tenth off Zarco. That is an incredible finish right there with the two Tech 3 Yamaha boys. What a race that was, and we just broke into the top 10 after starting in dead last. Andrea Dovizioso has gone and won the race. Our teammate Maverick Vinales and Danilo Petrucci on the podium. You got the two Repsol Hondas of Marquez and Pedrosa in 4th and 5th. The Noni in 6th, who is going to be interesting to see where he ends up next year now that he is officially leaving Suzuki for next season. I kind of hope he does end up on Danny Pedrosa's Honda, because it seems like he's probably going to be retiring. That's what the rumors are saying at the moment. I think Anoni back on a factory bike alongside Marquez, two very quick riders that sort of a go hard or go home attitude, could make for a very interesting dynamic in the team. Jorge Lorenzo, another man we don't know where he's going to end up on. He could end up on a satellite Yamaha in whoever buys out the Mark VDS team. That's what I've been hearing, because Mark VDS could be on their way out. But now's not the time to be talking about silly season. I might do another video on that later if I really feel like it. I just read Reddit a lot for that sort of stuff anyway. Then Cal Crutchlow, then Zarco, who we didn't quite beat, myself, Valentino Rossi in 10th, and we just beat Jonas Folger. And we had a great battle with Scott Redding through the majority of the race. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, considering that was my first ever race on a MotoGP bike in this game with absolutely no assists at all. I think that, other than automatic tuck-in, that's the assist I still do use, but like, I don't really see the point in having to manually tell myself, hold a button to tuck in down the straights. It just seems like a bit of a waste of time in my opinion. It doesn't really affect how you ride the bike. It's just a bit strange that that's there. But anyway, pretty much no assist, my first race, so I think that's actually a decent effort. I did go to the hard combination with the tires. I did spend a lot of time overheating them and trying to manage them through the race. But we got to the end, and our pace didn't drop off massively. We set a 46.7 as our fastest lap. That's only a couple tenths off to Dovizioso and Vinales at the front of the field. It's faster than most of the bikes around us. The only other bikes in the 46s were the podium getters. So all in all, for my first race with no assists, I think I did pretty well. I'm definitely going to keep practicing no assists on this game for the next few days, so hopefully I'll be used to it by the time MotoGP 18 comes out, and I can spend my entire time on that game running no assists. Because I think it makes more entertaining videos when the player has more challenges in front of him and the racing line isn't on the track and on your screen. It all makes a difference and adds up to a more entertaining video, I hope. But I've rabbited on for so fucking long since this video has ended, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you do smash that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe for much more MotoGP content, especially when the new game drops on Thursday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.